This video discusses the got it questions from section 4-5. So grab a different color pen and make any corrections you need to from your got it questions and also explain those corrections. Now this question is about this diagram over here on the right. And the first question is angle WVS congruent to angle S? Well, we're looking at this triangle in here, the little triangle, and I know that this segment is congruent to this one, which means it's an isosceles triangle. And by the isosceles triangle theorem, I would know that the base angles are congruent, or yes, that angle WVS is congruent to angle S. So the answer is yes, by the isosceles triangle theorem. All right. So I now know that S is congruent to V. I'll use the 1 mark just like angle WVS. The next part is segment TR congruent to segment TS? So is TR, this segment, congruent to this one? Okay, well if you look at the big triangle, just this outside triangle, we will notice that the base angles R and S are congruent. So by the converse of the isosceles triangle theorem, yes, segment TR is congruent to segment TS. Yes, by the converse of the isosceles triangle theorem. Okay, let me erase this and kind of redraw what I know. This is congruent to that. Okay, part B. Can you conclude that triangle RUV is isosceles? So I'm looking at this other triangle in here, and as you look at it, there are no two sides that are congruent, and there are no two base angles that are congruent. So the answer would be no, because I can't use either theorem. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, suppose that the measure of angle A is 27. What is the value of x? Okay, well if A is 27, then C would also be 27 because it's an isosceles triangle. Okay, and now since BD is the angle bisector in an isosceles triangle, we know that this angle down here is a right angle. Okay, or that BD is the perpendicular bisector of the base. Okay, now by the triangle angle sum theorem, we know that these angles must add up to be 180. So 27 plus 90 would be equal to 117. And then that plus x would have to be 180. So 180 minus 117 is 63. So x must be 63 degrees. In this last question, suppose that the triangles in problem 3 are isosceles triangles where angles ADE, angle DEC, and angle ECB are vertex angles. If the vertex angles each have a measure of 58 degrees, so if these vertex angles are 58 degrees, it's kind of hard to see in this picture, but these vertex angles, 58 degrees, what are the measures of A and B, C, D? Okay, so if the vertex angle is 58, let me look at just this one first. Let me redraw it so it's easier to see. This is 58, and this is A, and I'm trying to figure out this angle, and this is an isosceles triangle. Now, I know the base angles are the same, so I will replace. Okay, I'm going to replace this right here with x, and this with x, because they're the same. Now I know the angles in a triangle add up to be 180 degrees. So x plus 58 is equal to 180. Okay, so 2x plus 58 is equal to 180. And I solved this by subtracting 58 from both sides. Okay, and then divide both sides by 2. And x is equal to 61. So that's the measure of angle A. Okay, now we need to next find the angle of measure BCD. Okay, which is kind of hard to draw on this image, but I know that this part right here, if you can see it, this part is 58. Okay, and this part up here, just like angle A, is equal to 61. Okay, so I would use the angle addition postulate and add those two together, and the measure of angle BCD would be equal to 61 plus 58, which is 119. And that's the Got It questions from section 4-5.